Hi friends, in this tutorial I am going to show you how to integrate Jersey with Spring Boot application. I am going to show server side and client side implementation using Jersey and Spring Boot. How to read data from client side to server side using Jersey API. How to send data as XML or JSON format from server to client side using Jersey API. First, I am going to implement server-side logic using Jersey API. And also, first I am going to create Spring Boot application. How to create Spring Boot application? Go to Google, type Spring Initializer, click first one. Next, what are the dependencies required to perform Jersey application? I am going to add what are the dependencies required. First dependency I am going to add app dependency. Second one JPA. Third one MySQL. Database I am using MySQL. Next one DevTools. Finally Jersey. Next I am going to add group. Group is nothing but a package name. My package name is com.spring.jersey. Next I am going to add ActiveFact. ActiveFact is nothing but a project name. My project name is Spring Jersey Server. Next I am going to click on generate project. If I click generate project, it will create Spring Boot application and download as a zip file. Go to that project location, copy and paste somewhere in your local folder and extract. Next I am going to import this project into my work location. For the demo purpose I am using STS. I am going to import this project into my work location. Go to your STS, right click, choose import, click on existing Maven projects, browse, go to folder location, select project, click on OK, click on finish. Project is importing in my work location. It will take some time. So my project is imported. Now I am going to create DB first. Go to MySQL workbench. I have already one DB, that is the CUD operations. I have one table in my DB, that is the employee table. If you don't have any table in your any DB in your database, go to MySQL workbench, right click, create schema. If you click on create schema, it will open this one, give your schema name and click on apply. So I have already CUD operation is there, DB name, and inside one table is there, the table name is employee. For the demo purpose I am using this table. I have already 7 records. First I am going to fetch this all 7 records. After I perform save operation, get individual employee. After I am going to update and finally I am going to delete. Now next I am going to configure my SQL configuration in application.properties. So go to Google, type MySQL Spring Boot application properties. Copy these configurations. Paste in application.properties. Next I am going to remove all comments. Here I will go to change my DB name. My DB name is application. This DB name and MySQL DB name must be same. This is my DB name. This DB name and this name must be same. MySQL username is root and password is root. Same I am using. If you change any password in MySQL installation time, give that password here. So next I am going to create controller. For demo purpose, I am going to show you two formats. One is the XML format, another one is the JSON format. So that purpose I am creating two controllers. One is the XML related controller, another one is the JSON related controller. First I am going to show you XML related controller. So now I am going to create XML related controller. I give my package name is controller. Class name is XML cut controller. Next I am going to create ZC configuration file. It is a mandatory to create ZC configuration file, that is the employee ZC configuration. Here I mention @ component. Component extends resource config. Resource config. Next I am going to create constructor employee ZC constructor. Here I am going to register my controllers. What are the controls I am going to create? All controls must be registered here. Register. My controller name is XML cut controller. XML cut controller dot class. If I am creating one more class, ZC cut controller, must also I need to register here. So next I am going to create my POSO class. POSO class is nothing but it is related mapping to the database. This is just like as a mapping class. So now I am going to create my POSO class. Here I mention dot model and take my POSO class name as employee. @entity @table name equal to my table name is employee. Next I am going to create fields long id private string first name private string last name, private string, email, private string, phone number, private date, created date, private date, updated date. Date is the util package, is available in util package. Next I am going to create setters and getters. In STS shortcuts for setters and getters, Alt Shift S and press R. Select all. Click on OK. ID is the primary key, that's why I mentioned @ID. It is auto generated value. @generate value strategy equal to auto generated type dot auto. Next column name equal to ID. This column name and database column name must be same. Same thing I am going to write first hyphen name, next last hyphen name, next email, next phone number, next created date, next updated date. Finally I am going to implement serializable. Next I am going to create repository interface dot repository package name. Here I am going to create employee repository. Our system knows this class is the repository. I will mention here @repository. Extends repository. T means is my class name. My class name is nothing but a POSO name. POSO name is the employee. Here ID means primary key in employee. Return type is long. This ID return type is long. Same name and same return type I am mentioning employee repository. If I mention string here, I must be mentioning a string. Next I am going to create service. Service contains two classes. One is the interface, another one is the service implementation class. I am going to create interface. Package name I mention server. Here I mention employee service. Next I am going to create employee service implementation class. Implements employee service. Here I mention @service. Here @transaction. Next I am going to write @auto private employee repository. Employee repository. Next I am going to implement my controller logic. Here I mention @component. Next I mention path. Path is nothing but a request mapping. Whatever you're implementing Spring Boot at the rate request mapping. In JC I mentioned at the rate path. Here I am right. REST XML. If I mention above the class, this path is applicable to all methods. Next I am going to write at the rate auto private employee service. Next I am going to write my first method. That first method is I am going to get all employees. Public return type is response. Get all employees. All employees. I am writing return null. Next at the rate get. This method is the get method. At the rate path value equal to slash at the rate produce. Produces what type of data need to send to front end, that is XML or JSON, what type of response to send to client. So now I am sending to XML format data. I am given XML format response to client. That purpose I am going to write media type dot application hyphen XML. Next one at the rate cross origin. Now I am going to fetch all employees. Okay. Employee service dot get all employees. Get all employees. Create. Next I am going to implement that method in service IMPL, employee service IMPL, employee repository dot find all. The return type is iteratable, that's why I am casting to list. Next I am going to, if you send list of object or object to server to client, that purpose I am taking is generic entity. Generic entity. Here list of employee, generic employee equal to new generic entity. Generic entity. Here I am passing my employees. Here I am passing the generic entity. Here I apply generic entity. This line is very important. If I send list of object or object, this line is important. Generic entity. I am passing my generic type. List of employee. Generic employees equal new generic entity. List of employees. I am passing my employee object and taking empty brackets. Next I am going to write response dot OK. Here I am passing generic employee dot build. I am passing a generic employees I will take because of is a list generic employees. Next I am going to my TODO class. Here I will mention at the rate XML root element because of I am sending XML response to client. That purpose I mention here at the rate XML root element. Now I am going to test this method is working perfect or not. That XML response is coming or not. But I don't have any client. That purpose I am going to test to Postman. So before I am going to test Postman, I am going to run my server. I am client side and server side both I need to implement. That purpose I change my server port number. So I am going to application that properties. Here I am writing server dot port. I give 1234 my port number, server port number. If you want, you can give any number. Next I am going to run my server. Survey started with port number 1234. Now I am going to test to Postman. This is my Postman. Here I am going to type http localhost 1234 slash rest xml slash. This method is the get method only. So click on send. Check that response is coming as XML format. So my XML format get all employees is coming. Next I am going to write save logic. Next I am going to write save logic. Public return type is response. Method name is save. I am reading employee object. Employee return type as of now I am placing null. This is the post method. Post other path given save. Here I am writing consumers. Consumes. Consumes. Consumes is what type of request you are expecting. That is a JSON format or XML format or text format. Here I am a request also I am expecting XML format only. That purpose I am given media type dot application hyphen XML. Same thing procedures produce same thing and response type also I am sending XML format only. XML. As of now I implemented all XML format. If you want, you can give response as a text also. Next, employee, db employee equal to employee service dot save. I am passing employee object. I am going to create. Next, I am going to implement employee service IMPL. Here I am given created date employee dot set created date new date. Next, I am going to employee repository. Employee repository dot save. I am passing employee object. Go to controller. Here, if db employee not equal to null, return response dot status. Status I mention my custom status 200 dot entity. I'm writing user is employee. Employees saved successfully dot build. If record is not stored, I mention I copy this one, paste here. Here I mention status 400, employees not saved. Please try again. That build. Save method also done. Now I am going to check this save method to my postman. Again I am going to run server. Now server is started. Now I am going to store on record into database to postman. I am going to take this record and change this method to post method. I am going to take body and draw. This is the XML format. I am going to mention I will remove created date, updated date, and change here lowercase 1289. Here lowercase q id I am going to remove Kumar q. Here phone number I am changing 65657. If I click this one, record will be stored into database. XML save. Method name is save. Post method. I'm going to click on send. error is coming. Duplicate entry for the database related error. The database creating ID 4, but ID already there. I will check I4 is created. Okay, I will mention ID 8. When I click check, I place ID also taking, so that purpose okay. Some database related. So I'm going to remove my tables. I drop 2 tables. Something is related to DB. That's why I remove my 2 tables. Again I'm start firstly. Now I'm going to insert records. Before I'm going to run my server. That is related to database issue. So database is started. Now my server is started. I'm going to check that 2 tables is created or not. So now employees, no data is there. Now I'm going to insert new record into database. So employees saved successfully. One record is inserted. Same thing, I'm going to insert one more record. 78 I mentioned here. Lokesh A, Kumar A, here 97. If I click, one more record is inserted. Go to database, 2 records is inserted. Next I'm going to write. Next I'm going to write get individual method, individual record, any one record. If I pass 1, first record need to come. I pass 2, second record need to be come. Next I'm going to write third method. Next I'm going to write third method, that is public response get employee. Same thing I return. Then null as of now. This is the get method. Path get employee ID I'm passing. Here I'm reading that employee ID. How to read employee ID? If Spring Boot, I'm going to write path variable. But here I'm going to write path param path param path param. Here I'm going to write employee ID long employee ID. Next I'm going to fetch employee service dot find by ID. I'm passing employee ID. Create this method. Next I'm going to implement this method into employee service IMP. I'm going to write optional employee equal to employee repository dot find by ID. I'm passing employee ID. If employee is present, return employee object employee dot get, else return null. Next I'm going to take same thing, the genetic entity, but here list I'm changing to single employee. Your generic employee, same thing, I'll remove this list. Here I'm passing employee. Same thing, response dot okay. I'm passing generic employee dot build. Now I'm going to check this method. I'm going to run my server. Now server is started. Now I'm going to check to Postman. Let's take some. This is the get method. Here I'll write get method name get employee. Get employee passing 1. Check that employee 1 first record is coming. If I pass 2, second record is coming. Next I am going to write update method. Next I am going to write update method. Same method I copy, paste. I change method name update. Here method name update and path name update, employee correct. Here I am going to write method name update. Now I am going to create employee service IMPL. I am adding employee dot set updated date, new date, updated date, new date. Same thing, employee dot save. Here updated. Here I mention updated successfully. Here not update. Now I am going to check this one. Server is started. Now I am going to check. I take this one only and change to Postman body XML application color. I paste this one. Same thing I am taking to. Here I mention 0. Here I mention AB. Kumar AB. Phone number same. Now I am going to update. Employees updated successfully. Go to database. Check employees updated. AB change 0. Created it, updated it. Now finally I am going to delete functionality. Final functionality I am going to write delete functionality. Delete functionality I am going to write. Just I am writing small change purpose. Update I am placing as a put method. Here I am saying post to put. Just I am going to postman. I am changed to put method. Employee updated successfully. Finally I am going to write. Here I am covering all methods. One is get method, post method, put method. Final method I am going to write delete method. For delete functional, I'm take get employee. Delete employee. Here I'm writing get method to change to delete method. Here I'm going to write delete employee ID response and write delete employee ID employee service. I'm going to change this one. I'm going to write this one. These two lines I'm going to remove. Here delete. I'm going to create. I'm going to unimplement this method. Here I'm going to write employee repository dot delete by ID. I'm passing employee ID. Here finally I'm passing employee deleted successfully. Here I'm passing to an employee deleted successfully employee done. Now I'm going to check this method. I'm going to run my server again. Server is started. Now I'm going to check delete functionality. Here method type is delete. Here I'm writing delete employee /1. I'm passing 1. User is deleted successfully. Go to database. Check first record is deleted. So my let's see server side app services, everything is working. Now all methods I am performing to XML format. Now I am going to create JSON format. I am using the same methods. Same methods I am using. My controller JSON cut controller. JSON cut controller. I mention @component @path value equal to rest JSON. Taking rest JSON, remaining everything. I copy this methods only. Remaining everything same. I copy paste here. I copy and paste everything here. Just I'm changing to application XML to application JSON. That's all. Application JSON. But I need to small changes everything. Okay, whatever messages I'm sending, this direct string is not support. It expecting object. That purpose I'm creating one message DTO. I assign this message DTO to that message and sending to friend. Everything okay. And next step is employee service configuration. Here I am explained. If I add any controller, I am going to register here. Mine is the JSON controller. So JSON controller also I added. Next I am going to create one DTO. Here model I change to DTO. Here I am write message DTO. Here I will implement serializable. I am taking one method private string message. I am going to create setters and getters. Next I am going to create one parameterized constructor. Now I am going to change wherever message I am sending. Here I am going to add new message DTO. This one I am going to add everywhere wherever message I am sending to front end. One is save method, another one is update method, one more method is the delete method. Here I am forget to add procedures, media type, application hyphen JSON. Same thing I am going to add XML code operation also. If you not add, it will take as a plain text. Here I mention XML. Okay, now I am going to check my JSON cut controller. JSON. Now I am going to run my server again. Just I am copy from XML cut controller. Same thing I copy paste. Just I am changing my path variable, and wherever XML I mention to JSON, and also wherever message I am sending, I am creating one message DTO. I create one message variable. I am setting parameter constructor. I am setting and sending. That's all. I am not same methods I am using. Just I am changing. If you want, you can use XML or JSON based on your requirement. That purpose I am showing both here. Now I am going to check one by one. JSON response. First I am checking getting all. That is the get method. Check is coming as JSON format. Next I am going to add post method, save body. This is the JSON. That purpose I am change to JSON. ID I will remove. Updated date, created date I will remove. Year date. Here I am changing to 2. I am changing to ABC. ABC. 0 I am placing. If I click on save, employee saved successfully. message is coming, employee saved successfully. If you go to check database, check one more record 3 is inserting. Next same thing, get employee slash 3 I'm passing. That is the get method. JSON get employee it's coming. XML response. Here also I'm forget plain. That's why it's coming XML. Mention JSON here. Same thing. Here XML. So if I'm not mentioning taking XML format. Again I'm going to click. Check if JSON format is coming. Now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put method. I add this one. I remove updated date. I mention here update. I click this one. Employees updated successfully. Here updated date is not there. If I click, check updated date is coming. Finally, I am going to delete. Delete. Delete employee 3 I am passing. Employee deleted successfully. Employee record is deleted in successfully in database. So in server side, Jersey configuration done. Now I am going to implement client side Jersey configuration. How to pass whatever data I am passing to Postman, how to pass to Jersey client to Jersey server. So now I am going to implement that one. Again I am going to create Spring Boot application. Again I am going to Spring Initializer. Here what are the dependencies required? Here JPA is not required and MySQL is not required. App, DevTools and Jersey and UI purpose I am using Remily. So here 4 dependencies is required. Client side there is no interactive DB. That purpose I am not taking any database. That's why I am removing MySQL and JPA. Now I am going to add my group name. Group name is same name I am taking com.spring.jersey and activate my project name is I am changed to server to client. I am creating Spring Jersey client. I generate the project. Same thing, go to project location. Copy and paste somewhere and extract. Import this project into your work location. Before I am importing work location, in server side I am creating one POSO class, but in client side I don't know how to fetch that POSO class from server to client. I am going to show you that one first. So how to create POSO class from server side to client side. Because of if you user getting response, that is the employee response, what are the fields is coming, that fields you don't know. In server side maybe you maintain how many fields you don't know, but how to fetch that full POSO class from server side to client side, I'm going to show you that one. First I'm going to Postman. I'm taking XML response, get employee to, I'm writing get method, I'm fetching that this is my XML response. You pass single employee, you pass based on single employee. If someone implement already web service for server side, they will provide definitely on documentation. In the documentation, if you need to find single object where you are fetching, that URL you need to send to backend and check what type of response is sending, maybe XML or JSON or what type. Based on I'm taking here XML format. I'll show you JSON also, but I'm taking XML format. After I'm showing that one JSON. If your response is JSON, how to change JSON response to your, how to create JSON response to POSO class. Here I'm checking XML, how to create XML response to your POSO class. Go to Google, type XML to XSD, convert online. XML to XSD convert online. Select first one, XSD XML schema generated, freeformatted.com. Whatever you copied in Postman, this one copy and paste here and generate XSD. It's generating XSD. Take this one, select all and copy to clip. Go to Notepad. Notepad++. I'm explaining one more time. Whatever you copy, your getting response XML format. Go to Google, XML to XSD convert online. Click on first one. Whatever you response you are getting in Postman, copy that one, paste into this location and generate as, click on generate XSD and it will give response as a XSD format. Select all and copy to clip. After you open Notepad and paste there, here you check that created date is the date time, email is the string, first name is the string, but you check email ID is the, you are taking long time, but your byte is there, you change to long, and last name string and phone number you are given string but is taking long, you change this one and go to somewhere and save. You create this file into somewhere, so I am going to create this file in desktop. In this tab, I am going to create one folder. I am going to create one folder. I'll give that is the JSC API. Inside JSC API, I'll give this file employee.xst. So I'm saving this file into my desktop location. Next, I'm going to control panel, CMD, go to my file location, cd desktop, cd ZC API, xjc, Java to XML to Java conversion. Here I am going to give my XSD file name, employee.xsd. Click on enter. Check version schema, component schema, generate employee.java and object factory.java. So go to, now I am going to import my client side project into my work location. After I am copy paste that one into my location. Same thing, right click, import existing Maven projects, browse, go to folder location, take Jersey, Spring Jersey client, click on finish. My project is importing into my application. Next, project is imported. Next, I am going to create a model. Just I am creating package name. Just I am going to create package dot model. Next, where I am creating that POSO class, go to desktop, generated. Here you check employee.java is there, object factory is there. Object factory is not required. Only employee you copy, paste inside model. That object factory is the common name, it will create. Don't take that one. Only you take remaining POSO classes. Go to change package name. Go to check here. Date here is coming the Gregorian calendar, but I want to date. That purpose I am change Gregorian calendar to date. Here I am going to import that is the util package. That date okay, string okay, string long okay, long and date. So POSO class is ready. From server side I am fetching here, and if you someone implemented POSO classes, some if client require, client only provide what are the POSO classes required. if they're not provided. This way you need to generate your POSO classes from server side to client. Because that response is coming, that response you cannot to object. What are the field they're creating? You don't know that purpose. You follow this way. You can get all POSO classes from server to client. And you need to check data type, maybe mismatch. Because of that is mismatch is happening here. Generating XSD, it taking based on these values, is generating is the own data type. I'm entering long, but that is the 1 or 2, that's why it's taking as a byte. I'm mentioning this is a string, but phone number is 1, 2, 3 is there, that's why it's mentioned as a long. Now POSO class is ready. Now I'm going to create my controller. Here no need to write any service, repository, nothing is not required, only one controller and one UI. I'm going to implement that one. First here also I am going to take first XML response. After I am going to write JSON response. Here no need to write any register, that jersey configuration, because it is the client side. So now I am going to create one controller. Create controller. Just I mention here Spring jersey XML client controller. This is a controller, that purpose I am writing at the rate controller. Here remaining everything same at the rate controller. Next at the rate request mapping, value equal to XML. Next I am going to write my first method, public string get all employees, and let return type null first. After I am going to add my HTML page path. First I am going to take client also, that is the jersey one, web services REST client client equal to client builder dot new client. Next I am going to write response is equal to client dot target. I'm going to pass link here, http colon local host back http colon // localhost port number 1234. This is my server port number, and URL rest xml slash dot request dot get. Next I'm going to read all employees list of employee employees response dot read entity type new generic type. Here there is a generic entity, here generic type list of employee passing like this. List of generic type generic type I'm passing here generic type like this. New generic type empty object parameters like this. Check on list employees respond.read entity new generic type. I'm passing generic type here and parameters. I'm passing this is the method no parameters or just I'm declaring method. I'm writing empty method. So employees is coming. Next I'm going to add my logic here model dot add attribute. Here I'm writing employees. Here I'm passing employees. Next model dot add attribute. I'll take employee new employee. For save purpose I'm taking empty object here model dot add attribute. Here I'll take is add. In save time this is true and edit time this is the false I mentioned. Next I'm going to return. I'll create one folder that is the U. Inside I'm mention employee. Employee is my HTML name, U is my folder. So I'm going to create folder first. Inside is your templates. Here I'm going to create one folder. That folder is U. Folder is U. Inside U folder I'm going to create my HTML. Employee.html. Now front-end purpose I'm using Themeleaf. If you use Themeleaf tags, you need to add one line in HTML. Now I'm going to add that line. Go to Google. Themeleaf HTML tag. Go to the first one, tutorial using family. Check that line. This is that line. I'm going to add this line into employee.html. For design purpose, I am going to add bootstrap.min.css and bootstrap.min.js and also jQuery, and I am using some font awesomes. That purpose I am using font awesome.css. So first I am going to add bootstrap.min.css. Go to Google. I'm going to close this one. Here, bootstrap for maxcdn. The CSS I'm going to take and paste inside the HTML. Integrity, everything I'm going to remove. Here they're using version number 4.0.0. Now I'm changing to 4.1.3. Apply. Next I'm going to add bootstrap.min.js. This one bootstrap.min.js. Inside body I'm adding. Next I'm going to add jQuery. jQuery Ajax Google API. This cursor I'm adding Google CDN. This one I'm going to add. Next find I'm going to add font awesome. Font awesome. CDN. I'll take this one. Copy this one and paste here. Paste here. Next I'm going to design my HTML page. I'll take div class container fluid div class row div class md-tool. Next I'm going to write h2 employee form. Next I'm going to take form action is equal to has th colon action. Here I am going to write, I check that condition is add. Is add, I am going to write xml slash xml slash save or slash xml slash update. th colon object equal to object I am creating with employee. Next method, post method. Inside form I am going to design div class is equal to form group. Inside I am going to take input type is equal to text, class is equal to form control, id equal to first name, name equal to first name, th colon field equal to star my field name first name. Finally placeholder is equal to first name. This field that object and field name, how it will work means object dot field name, employee dot first name, like this it working. So this employee is I mention here this name and this name must be same. First name same thing I am going to add, last name, email, phone number. Here I mention last name, here I mention placeholder last name. Next same thing, email, 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 email. Here phone number, phone number, phone number, phone number. These field names and your model TODO class field names must be same. Next I'm going to add submit button. Button type is equal to submit. Class is equal to button hyphen primary th colon text equal to is add means save or update. Next I'm going to display all employees records. Above I'm placing an HR. Next I'm going to create div class is equal to call hyphen md hyphen 12. Next h2 all employees. Next div style margin top 20 pixels. Next table class is equal to table hyphen typed table hyphen bordered style equal to width 100%. Next t header t head next tr inside tr th first name last name email phone number and action. Last name email phone number final action. Next I am going to add t body tr th colon each equal to employee dollar employees here td th colon text equal to dollar plus bracket employee dot first name employee dot last name, employee dot email, employee dot phone number. This file I'm taking as empty. After I'm going to add edit icon and delete icon. Now I'm going to run this server. First I'm going to run my backend server. So backend server is running. Now I'm going to my backend server is run started. Now I'm going to start frontend server. Now frontend server also running. Now I'm going to browser type localhost 8080. Press enter. Slash XML. XML client controller. Here request mapping. Oh, here I'm going to forget to write. Write at the rate get mapping. Get mapping. As equal to slash. Go to browser. Hit enter. Check that record is coming from server to front end. Now I'm going to add icons here. Only I'm going to stop my client server. I'm not stopping backend server. Backend server is running. Only front end server I'm going to stop. First I'm going to move my control into controller package. Dot controller. This XML client controller I'm going to client controller. First I'm going to write all my Okay, I'm stopping both. And first let I'm stopping server. Okay. Now I'm going to write all methods. Next I'm going to write service save logic. I'm going to write my save logic public string save method is the post mapping value equal to save. Here same thing at the rate model attribute employee employee return type I'm placing as of now null. Here same thing client is equal to client builder dot new client. Next line I'm going to f target is equal to client dot target. I'm passing link here http colon double backslash local host 1234 slash rest xml dot path. I given it method save. Next response is equal to target dot request. I'm passing xml media type dot application hyphen xml dot post. It is the dot register request target dot request dot post entity dot entity. Here I am passing object employee and media type I am passing media type dot application hyphen xml comma response dot class. This one target or request. They are passing two parameters media dot type dot post. Okay. Next I am going to check if response dot status response dot get status equal to 200 equal to 200. Now I am going to place a notification in UI side for the success message or failure message. That purpose I am going to Google Bootstrap for notifications. WP schools I am going I take this one, go to employee.html. Here I'm passing I'm write on condition ph colon if success message. If success message, here I'm going to write th colon text equal to success message. I'm going to remove this one. Same thing I'm going to write for error message also. Here success I remove. I'm pasting danger. Here I mention error message. Here I mention error message. This one I will remove. I'm going to controller. Now I'm going to read that message. String message equal to response dot read entity get string dot class. That message is coming. Here I'm going to redirect. That's a redirect attribute I'm writing. Redirect attributes. The attributes dot add class attribute success message. I'm passing this message return middle class XML slash. Same thing error I'm redirected same page. That purpose I'm going to write model. Same thing I will take, but only small changes. Here this is okay. Here I'm writing error message, but here model dot add attribute. Here I'm going to return employee dot this one next model dot add attribute employee employee. Now I'm going to run my servers. I'm going to check this save method is working or not. First I'm going to run server. Check post method I'm writing yes, save. Okay. XML slash save. XML slash. So server side application is started. Now I'm going to run in my client side application. So my client side also running. Started. Now I'm going to add one record. Lowercase Kumar Lucas 713 @gmail.com 8978303277. I click check employee Sever successfully done. Now I'm going to add edit icon. If I click edit, data will need to auto-populate. After click on submit, the data will be stored into database. So now I'm going to place icon. Edit icon I'm going to place. Now I'm going to stop servers. Go to employee.html. Here I'm going to th colon ref equal to @ xml slash get employee slash dollar employee dot id. Now I'm taking font awesome icon I class fa hyphen edit and text style equal to and take font size 21 pixels. Now I'm going to write get employee method. Here I'm going to write get employee method. That purpose I copy this get method and pass get employee slash employee id. Here I'm going to write avoid path variable long employee id. This everything same. Next I'm going to this all for display all employees. Next I'm going to write one more. This one I'm changing to employees response. Employees response. Next one I'm going to add response employee response client dot target This software same. Here get employee class. Here I am passing employee ID dot request dot get. Next employee equal to employee response dot read entity user employee dot class. Here employee object is coming, that employee dot class. Check here generic entity list I'm taking, directed employee I'm taking. Because of that is list, that's why I mentioned generic. Here single object, that is we need to write in the generic type. Here I'm passing employee object. Here I'm passing false. Same I'm rewriting to. Why I'm taking this method means I'm in same page I'm rewriting. So I need to display all employees also. That purpose I'm writing two URLs. One all employees purpose one is only person ID. I'm getting individual employee. That purpose I'm going to print in. Here I'm going to add one more extra, that is hidden field. ID you need to put in hidden field. Input type is equal to hidden th colon field equal to star brackets ID. Next, if user click on update, I'm going to write that method also. That purpose I'm taking this one only. Here post mapping only update. Here I'm passing update. I copy paste and save method, but I'm changing something. Here REST client. Here I'm going to check update. Remaining everything same. Only I'm changing path. But here put method. I'm writing update is the put method. That purpose I'm writing put method here. Update also done. Next, finally I'm going to delete that time after demo. I'm going to implement the delete functionality. Again I'm going to run my server side application. Server side is running. Now I'm going to run my client side application. Client side also started. Check that the 8 icon is coming. If I click here, data need to be populated. Now I'm going to be a remove. Here I'll give 7 into 6. Here I'm given to 8. If I click on update, check over that message employee saved successfully. Maybe that message on server side I think maybe that message I'm not changing. Update method only. So record is updated, that's purpose. It is changing. But 1 second and check maybe that message backend XML code controller saved successfully. Here update only there. One more time I will check. Again I click on. Just 1 second I will check. I'm writing update only. Replacing put method response class success. Update put method employee updated. Okay. One more time I will check. This employee saved successfully is coming, but data is changing. Here maybe that URL something problem I think. I will check. Is add correct? Is add false? I'm placing correct. Get employee time is false correct. Also update is displayed. I will is add floor bracket is missing here. That purpose. That's why. Now I'm going to refresh. Employees updated successfully. Here in HTML I forgot to add floor bracket. Please add that one. Next I'm going to add delete functionality. Same thing I'll copy paste XML. Here I'm writing delete employee I'm passing. Here I'm pass trash. Next I'm going to add this functionality in my controller. I'm going to stop my servers. So now I'm going to write my delete logic. Delete employee. I take this method get employee method and take same thing. I'm going to change that one. Here I'm take delete employee, delete employee, delete employee, employee I'm reading. These things not required. Here I mention response only. Here I mention response. Here I am passing delete employee, employee ID. That is the delete method. Delete response is coming. These all things not required. I'm going to take these things. I mention read attribute and model attribute. Here two black step. This else also not required. Yeah. This employee remove because of it's not coming here. No, I'm explain one more time the delete method. I'm writing delete employee ID. I'm reading that employee ID, redirect attributes, model, client. I'm taking new client. Here I'm writing delete employee ID. That method is the post get delete method. After that a response is coming 200. So string message response entity is the read entity 200 is coming. Redirect class attribute message I'm passing. Same thing string is coming back in 200 status 200 is coming, that is success, otherwise I'm displaying error message. Now I'm going to run this one. Again I'm going to run my server side application first. My server is started. Now I'm going to run client side server. Client side server also started. Check delete icon also coming. If I click here, this record will be deleted. Employee is deleted successfully. Record also deleted. So this is the XML related. Now I am going to same thing apply into JSON format. In client side there is no changes. Only few changes is required. I will show you that one. So I am going to create one more controller class. Here I mention JSON. Same thing, I'll apply XML, I'll open, I copy paste this whole thing and paste here because I am telling there is no changes. Just I am changing request mapping URL. Here XML is there. I am going to change. Here I am going to change JSON. Next, our REST XML is there. I am going to change REST JSON. Backside also I maintain REST JSON. That purpose. Change. Next, here employee is there. I am changed to JSON employee. So I am going to create one more HTML. That is JSON HTML employee. Same thing I copy from employee HTML to paste in JSON.html. A level XML is there. I am going to change that one into JSON. Slash XML. I place slash JSON. 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Done. Now in front end also, in control also I am going to change wherever employee is there. Use slash employee. I am going to change JSON employee. Here I mention JSON employee. Here JSON employee. This is the JSON employee. This is the JSON. Here JSON employee. Next step, I am going to change wherever application -XML is there and go to change as a JSON. Done. Now I am going to run my server again. JSON and XML there is no changes. Wherever I am passing application-JSON, there you need change to. Wherever I am passing application-XML, you need to change to application-XML JSON. That's all. Here my UI purpose I am changing some changes. Only if you want JSON, you can change JSON. You can XML, you can change XML. That's all. Here only this line you need to change. If XML, you can place application-XML. If you want JSON, application-JSON, you can change. Now I am going to run my server side application. Backend service started. Same thing I am going to run my client side server. My front-end server also started. Now here XML is there. I am going to change JSON. Check JSON is coming. Now I am going to edit. If I click update, check here message colon like this is coming. Now I am going to JSON response coming. For suppose response is coming as JSON format, that JSON how to convert into POSO class. So now I am going to do that one. This is my JSON response. Go to Google, type JSON to POSO online. Click on JSON schema to POSO. So you press here, click on preview. This one is not coming. Go to next one. This one convert XML JSON to Java POSO class. Here you check JSON. I paste my response here. Click on submit. This is my POSO class. Like this is coming. Now I am going to give my class name is message. Whatever class name you want, you can give. Your client side, I am going to give class message DTO. It's generating by default POSO. Remove whatever class name you can want. You can give and copy inside whatever content is there. You can copy paste here. So override method is not required. Wait. Now I am going to change little bit in my controller. Wherever success message I am displaying, here I am writing message. In save after that success message is coming, message DTO. Here also hosting.class message DTO.class. Here message dot get message. Same thing here message DTO dot get message. Get employee. Get employee not required. Update time. Here string and change to message DTO dot get message. Same thing here message DTO dot get message. Same thing here message DTO dot get message. Here also message DTO dot get message. Now I am For JSON to how to create POSO class also I am showing. I should go to Google JSON to POSO online. Click on anyone. JSON to Java code many is there. Just you pass your JSON response and click on submit. It will here also check. You pass your JSON response and click on submit. It will output will come. This is our many is there online. You can take anyone. Easy here also you can place and convert. Check that but class name is taking different name. Whatever class name you want you can create and copy paste inside content. Now I am going to show you final demo. First I am going to create one more record. Check now it's coming. That message it will be display. Message is displaying. Previous that JSON is displaying. Same thing if I click on edit. If I click check employees update successfully. Next I am going to delete. Till employee deleted successfully. I think maybe it's helpful for you. In this tutorial I am covered how to implement Spring Boot integrated JC, how to perform server side methods, how to write, how to read data, how to send data and implement in server side. Same thing I am implementing client side also. Client side how to send object to server backend, how to read data from server to client side. And also I am showing two formats. One is the XML format, another one is the JSON format. I think it's helpful for you. Thanks for watching my video. If you like my video, please like my video. Please subscribe my channel and activate bell icon for more updates. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.